Well, everybody, we are back, and we're going to try to turn the music down. There's a good song on, but hey, we got to get back to our next cube draw. And a good aspect of this game, or a good part of the cube draw system is, it's I'd say 75% of the game, and it definitely makes for unlimited replayability. None of these games will ever be the same because you never know how Lady Luck's going to come out. And in this one, if she smiles upon the Russians, they could slam the door on all of our progress has been made. And we'll see. So far, old Leval, man of the hour. Oops, sorry about that. But we're going to carry on. It's a good song on, so I thought I'd have a little ditty. When we come back, I got to walk the dog. When we're done with that, it will be cube draw time. We'll be back. All right, like the song says, old Bajavou. Nice looking uniform there. But his forces disappearing without a trace if they don't get it together. Back for next cube draw. Hold on a second. Cough break time. All right. So anyway, we are on light duty because we still have our we have the wound. And wife wants me to take the day off. Make sure we got to head back to work Monday morning. I might work tomorrow. It depends on how it goes. But yeah, we got to get ourselves getting back to the grind. And what a shame. She says you might have to, take it easy. I don't want you on your feet. No walking the dog. What a shame. You mean I have to play games all day? So there you go. Don't threaten me with a good time. But yeah, we need to get the foot straightened out. It's okay, but it's right on where you walk. So it's a glass. Like I said, I probably should have got a couple stitches, but I think we'll heal up okay. Everything's all right. We're just gonna take care of it today, and so we're gonna see if we can't get another segment on in. Let's go ahead with this cube draw and see where we are at. We got a few of them in there. Oh, it feels like we got maybe 4 or 5, huh? 4 at least. All right, we got us a cube. Who will it be? Well, we'll find out. That is what the doctor ordered for the French. Man, Russians getting shut out. It came out where they were, I think, they're 2-0 or 3-0, and now it's just been all onslaught of French. Somebody cracked the whip and got them in line. So we'll see what's going on here. I believe it will be unprepared again. No pointers. But yeah, we'll try to exploit our little opening here, but we cannot do it with the 2nd Division 4th Corps. And as I was saying earlier, I was watching how they, have the line infantry in a long line. I mean, I don't know what you make of this front here. I guess it's kind of Napoleonic, but yeah, it deploys with all their line infantry. They have their grenadiers and voltigeurs on the ends. And we might even try that, assaulting in column. There's certain ways. I think the Prussians kind of developed that after getting their ass beat by Napoleon a few times. They changed their tactics, but to cooperate with that or something, I think they do give you a good bonus. I was wondering why it said infantry in line or infantry in column assaulted by infantry in line, or vice versa, but they do give you some modifiers, and the one you want to look at is at -1. So infantry in line, if you're assaulted by infantry in column, there you go. So instead of some of these assaults, instead of maybe changing formation with these boys here, we're about to move in, we might keep them in there and let them get a good modifier assaulting while in column. All right, all kinds of tactics and stuff to learn about before we get to the main game. We'll be back. All right, well, spring has sprung. It is nice outside. My dog's out there. I walk outside and he's looking at me like, hey, what are we doing, Daddy? Where's the leash? I guarantee that's what he's looking at me for. Like, why are we going? Because he's should have been on like 2 walks already this morning, but like I said, Daddy's down, and yeah, it's and I'm not much on. Uh, I'm not a sit arounder. I'm the type to be outside, especially on a nice day. But it'd be, I think it's the second or maybe third day of spring. But you gotta uh, excuse the. I think we got water pipes going. You can hear in the background. You can hear I think the washers going. We got the camera system with its constant re-beeping. So if you're gonna ignore all that, we're back to a game. We got us a cube draw. We really should flip this thing over because I tend to take literally days to find out. Well, I mean, in the GWG land, days are a long time. You don't have much time to play, but I'm going to look this over and see who we want to activate. Now, I don't think we're going to have much more luck on drawing blue cubes, so we want to maybe take advantage of this spot while we can. There won't be no more fire cubes. But like I said, if the Russians cube would have been drawn, they could have easily shut the door, but it would have been a weak door, a door made out of straw, because these boys here are definitely weak. It's going to take a while for us to get up there. We'll see what we can do. We'll be right back. All right, so we're scouring this little plus or minus modifier table, and I guess the only way to hammer these squares here is to get a big, it's all about odds, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 or more, and to get that big starting modifier of -2 or 3 or 4. So 3 to 1, 4 to 1 equals a nice start against these squares. You just need massive amounts of men, I guess, numbers, which is, logical, common sense. So there you go. Just looking at everything, looking at all the modifiers going up and down here. And like I said, a lot of these under to defend, under hold, under retire, and strategic move, I need to check those out in our next game, because that'll come into effect. It ain't coming into effect right now with this little kitty version. All right, so we're still debating, looking around, and as I stated 2 or 3 videos earlier, it's just a matter of getting close. We're running out of time. We got maybe one. This will be our 3, 4, 5. I think we've got maybe 6 cubes, and he has 5. I'm not sure. I don't think we got an odd number 7. I think we only got 6. I'd have to look on the instructions, scenario rules, find out what the start off the cubes are. But yeah, we're running out of cubes. We got 1 more hour, and we need to get as many of these as we can. Ooh, it's gonna be tough. Although when we hit them, they do boogie. They do bail pretty easy. So what are we gonna do about these guys here? Too bad these guys have got no more activations. We almost got around them. Artillery. Ooh, our heavy artillery on top of it. Best thing to do is to avoid the heavy artillery. Try to get into here. Markov's got his men already set up. They've been set up for a while waiting for us. All right, we'll see what's up. I think this might have to be a waste. I want to see who can get up there quicker. Cavalry Dragoons, we can get them in spots. They can get into a position to where if anybody moves in front of them, they can countercharge or reaction charge. And that's always good. That's always real good. It's one of the options that they got the infantry don't have. All kinds of stuff going on. Stay with it. See how the battle unfolds. All right, first order of business. And as a matter of fact, I made note of this last night, and I wrote it down. And I just noticed it here, so I did make note of this, and it was something that we forgot to do. We were too busy up here with Laval's forces and all their assaults that we forgot that these boys here that got drove back by the heavy artillery didn't get a chance to move. Now they're going to move with a significant penalty, because Laval, on his lacked activation, had a -2 movement points for infantry. So, basically, I'm going to show you where I'm going to move them. I want to get them out of the way, like I did with this artillery. We might move them towards this way to get involved with this fight here. So, we'll be right back. All right, then, as expected, got a little bit of a traffic jam here, but we got most everybody up. Foot artillery definitely lagging behind, but had to be pushed up that hill, which is to be expected. And a lot of that had to be going with this hill. And the roads didn't really give us any advantage. But the furthest unit we got is up here. There you go. And they're still in column, so didn't have the movement. I could have stayed back here and been in line or been up here and been in column this way. I don't know if we can have any reaction, but we have staked our claim, and anybody that moves will have to stop here. So we have us a little bit of way in what to expand. If we get another cube draw, well, then it's time to expand, definitely. If we draw the blue cube, let's go ahead and get a cube draw then. We have other things we have to tend to. The beautiful wife is home, and she's going to take the dog for a walkie. But we do have some other shopping and stuff to do too, so let's go ahead and draw a cube and get ready. Before we do that, see how many we got in here, first of all. It has been 3, 4, 5 to 3. I think there's more green cubes than blue, but we can say I got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 cubes left. 2 of them green, 1 of them blue, maybe? All right, we'll see. Get around here. If it was correct, I got 1. Yeah, I think it's 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll take this one out here. Very end. All right. If it's French, wow, that'd definitely help. Definitely help. Russians looking for their chance to get in the game. No way. All right, you can't make this up. All right, we'll definitely take advantage of that with old Legrand getting his second activation with a 1 movement point. So let me zoom you on in here. Second activation with a 1 movement point penalty. 2 if we want to move any of his cavalry, but I don't think he got any cavalry in his division. All these units here. All right, that definitely helps. Gives us a little bit of a chance that the old casino's paying us more money to cash out. I think it just went up. So there you go. Yeah, we could definitely get some money back. We cashed out now, but we got a game we need to finish and see what we can do to exploit that. I don't know if I'll be able to do any moves now. I could really need to get ready and check stuff out. So when we come back, I'll sit down at the table and check out Legrand's moves. They're all in column, so they definitely, yeah. Let me see here. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess these back guys can get up to here, but more importantly, these guys can get out around here. Is what we really need. Stay away from those guns. What are we going to do about these artillery? Wow. Luckily, they're not firing. They're going to be silent for the rest of this hour. We'll be back. All right, man. Legrand chomping at the bit. Again, another nice uniform there. High collar, all embroidered with gold. He's going to take part in the assault. We have a bunch of units assaulting this artillery. The artillery is going to do its damage, but we do have units here that will definitely survive no matter which way it pivots. So the artillery's got 1 pivot either way, and whatever way you don't, they'll be coming on through. So we're looking to have an assault on this hex, also having an assault on this hex. This isn't our unit that's activated. This unit and this unit have nothing to do with us. It's the same thing with these units here. Now this is as far as Legrand can get his artillery to the edge of the hill here, and he was done. He couldn't even unnumber. There you go. And some of these units here had a movement point left, but I wanted to leave a little bit of a gap. So there you go. It's as good as we can do to attack against this one. And 2 going against an artillery, trying to get on in there for our next hour. And I believe the next 2 cube draws are both going to be Russian. So we got to do what we can do and get ready for 2 more Russian activations. And they all go back in. We start it all again for the very last hour. We'll be back with some key assaults. First assault on docket will be these 2 units here. Oh, sorry about that. In column, heading for this unit. Now you can only shoot a maximum of 4 of your strength points out of a line. So he will be 4 strength points, and when they're adjacent, or when they're also in a line, it's ×2. So 4 times 2 is our usual 8 strength points, and we get a +1 for defensive fire. Now I think to fire both of them, at least 1 strength point. So let me see here. There's 8. 7 of them will fire at this one, and 1 will fire at this one. Or 7 of them will fire at the one that's stronger. I'm pretty sure that's the procedure that you do when you're firing up 2 of them. So 2 die plus 1 under the 7 column, and then we'll leave 1 strength point to fire at this boy here. We'll be aiming mostly at the boys on their right. Plus 1. Oh, that ain't looking good. 1 fell out. Oh, did I get snake eyes? All right, well, that was useless fire. Wow. Yeah. Russians having a big, hard time of it. All right, next we'll roll under the 1. We can use a 12. That's for the 4-7. And I believe those are. Oh, what are those there? Chasseurs? Yep. French chasseurs. Looking for a high roll to make up for it. Let me get out of this. There you go. There you go. Alright, plus 1 will be a 7. I think I do nothing under 1 strength point then. So we fired. Let me get in here. You can only have a maximum of 4 strength points times 2 when you're in line. It's 8. 7 fired here, no result. 1 fired here, no result. So useless defensive fire. Now we will have 9 strength points assaulting. 5. So it's still 1-1. Be right back. Alright, 1-1. This is where you need your modifiers at, but we'll start off with a 0. Another plus 1 for being in the good old motherland. Alright, French getting some of it back with a charge for more than 1 hex, for which we definitely qualify. And then 1 for our new tactic of infantry in line formation assaulted by infantry in columns will be another -1. Evened it up on the tally stick. Alright, there will be no positive or negative modifiers for the charging French units in column. As you can see right there, no leaders present, so we'll be rolling, looking for a 7 or less on this attack. 7 or less, unmodified. Looking for a roll if you're rooting for the Russian or rooting for the French. Oh, we got to roll a right die. Blue for French. Alright, looking for a very low roll. Oh, we got it on that one. For some reason, everyone's wanting to jump out here today. So we'll start off with a 2 and end with a. Oh, that doesn't do it. Unmodified 6, 7, 8. That just killed. The defender holds the position, and both the defender and attacker lose 1 strength point. Alright, we'll adjust it as follows. Alright, that 1 strength point lost by each, and reduces them all by 1, and they hold. Well, that was a good hold by the Russians. Definitely came out on top. That was not what we planned on. Want to see those boys flee. Be right back. Alright, we'll zero in on our next assault. And in our last one, the Russians made a stand for a change. So, assaulted by, definitely outnumbered. I don't think it was not quite 2-1, but they made a stand and everyone suffered casualties, but no ground taken. On this one here, we have these units, these 2 second units here are going to assault this unit here. We're not assaulting this unit. This unit here is also going to assault. But, first thing we're going to do, when these 2 units are assaulting this unit, and this unit here is going to assault this unit, is defensive fire. This unit is depleted. He's been moved. Has nothing to do with any of these divisions. It's a whole different outfit. They're cheering them on, in other words. They're done. They're sitting there in line shouting words of encouragement. So anyway, what will happen here before this unit or these units assault is this unit here, and I believe the unit underneath them, we'll have to find out. I think it's probably just the lead unit. Will fire here as per the assaulted charged units and units adjacent to the charging units that have not been or will not be assaulted themselves may execute 1 defensive fire. So when this unit fires at this unit, and this unit fires at whatever unit he wants to, it's another thing. I'm thinking about pivoting this unit. He can pivot. It's like on a turret. and fire in here because we got a chance to take out the general. We're going to be throwing some good buckshot, canister, or whatever you want. It's going to be very effective. So we'll look. I don't know if the unit underneath. I think he can too. I think so. These two units are going to get hammered by this unit, the unit underneath them, and this unit. We'll fire at this unit for defensive fire. We'll see how we work that out. This guy here, nothing's going to happen to him because he's not doing anything. So he's just helping his buddy. He sees that they're being rushed. They're flipping the old cannons around and get threw off some. Same for the units before them. Actually, they won't be flipped around because we're in front of them, so they're just shooting straight out. That is how that is going to work. Oh, there we go. We'll be back. All right, so we got us some close quarters melee, hand-to-hand combat at night, and we got about, I guess, 700 men charging this way. No, I'm sorry, charging this way, but the cannons they're charging there are going to fire. 4 strength points firing adjacent will be multiplied times 4. So that's 16 strength point column we're looking underneath. The modifiers are artillery firing on column +2. So we shoot with under the 16 +2, and they get a +1 for being heavy artillery. So we'll roll with a +3 die roll modifier. This top unit, heavy artillery, firing at this top unit here under the 16 strength point column with a +3. 2 for, what did we say it was? 2 for firing on a column, and 1 for heavy artillery firing on a column +2. There you go, +3. It'll be Russian die. And looking for a high number to obliterate. Oh, so that's a 7. I wish it was +3. +2 for firing on +3, so that'll be a 8. Ouch, under the 16. Yeah, this is 2 strength points. Just zoom in on here. 16. 8 column. 2. So, adjusted accordingly. After the withering fire of the heavy artillery from a 7 to a 5. Now, for the next defensive fire, we got a unit of Russian, or called them Jaegers earlier that were with them, but they're called Chasseurs. They are firing with, let me see, a maximum of 4 coming out of each side. So that'll be, let me check this out real quick. Fire combat in line ×2, so that'll be underneath the 6 column. And we will not have a, let me see, that is it. Underneath the 6 column, no modifiers. So 6 with no modifiers, Russian. Chasseurs versus Chasseurs in column, and there's no penalties, only for artillery, not for regular units, so under the 6 column. Oh, not bad, looks like a 10. Oh, 10 under the 6. Inflicts 1 casualty. There's the roll. Alright, so he will go from a 5, 7 to 4, 7. So that's what survives. And is able to go in here for the, oh, that's right, these 2 fired. He still has him, and he's going to have a defensive fire modifier. So it gets worse, but oh, you know what though? Hold on a second. We don't want him to fire. He's going to fire at this one. He's going to pivot. So let's press stop here real quick. Alright, then these boys here will continue their assault. But now it's the artillery. This artillery's chance to fire. Does he fire at these boys? We're going to have him do this, though. Turn and fire at these boys with 16 under the 16 column. And the modifiers would be as follows. Artillery on column +2, and then we get a defensive fire +3 because we're going into that hex, and heavy artillery +4 under the 16 column. It's gonna be brutal. +4. Oh, then we have to take a leader check if it gets really bad. So +4 for the French, looking for the ultimate low roll. Russian fans looking for the ultimate high. Oh, fate has spoken. 6. Wait, no. We were at +2, +3, +4. Yeah, 6 under the 16 table. There you go. Oops, sorry about that. 16 table with a 6. Came off definitely unscathed. Wow. Alright, so he fired right back. Alright, so they go from a 7 to a... and let the assault begin. So we've been after to dislodge this artillery, so they've all spoken. They've all fired. These are the strength points that are left that are going into this hex. Led by Legrand. Way back. Somehow I just don't picture this whole goofball. He don't look like he's in shape much. I mean, I don't know, but the paintings of him. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they could, but I don't do him justice. I can't see him leading the assault, but that's what's happening. We'll be right back. This hex. And this hex versus this hex. This final attack, or this final assault, features 9 and 6, I believe. Let's see, 9, 5, 4, 9 and 6. So we got 15 strength points going against 4. Gives us an initial odds of 3 to 1. Under infantry assaulting, that's just what the doctor ordered, 3 to 1. So we start off with a -2 modifier. If the Russians get one of them back for being Russian, then the French can answer back with charged from more than 1 hex. As is being done, they pivoted, try to get themselves a lucky shot, but yeah, charge for more than 1 hex. And charge from the flank, which equals -2. Alright, at -4 versus the artillery. And it's about to get worse, because the artillery is all alone in the hex. Where this one's stacked with the infantry, and it's almost worth it. We didn't know they were coming on through, but yeah, that'll be a big -5. Puts it to -9 marker. Alright, then we'll go underneath the French units for being the assaulting units. And they get a -4 because they lost 4 strength points, or rather +4. We're going the other way. Russians will get a lot of that back. Well, not a lot, but it'll soften the blow a little bit. So it'll be 4 strength points lost due to preceding defensive fire. So +4. Puts us back at -5 on this roll, and we need a 7 or less. But it ain't over yet because we do have a leader present. So plus the Grand's rating another +2. There's a grand total of -7 on this roll. So there you go. 2 French die. This is a breakthrough we've been looking for. It's late at night. We got about an hour to go. I've been calculating it up, and it is about 5 minutes per activation. So I guess I could have divided the videos up into timestamps because it's pretty accurate. It's pretty good. So within this 5 minutes, we're trying to assault the artillery with a -987, -7, looking for 7 or less. And it is auto magic. Alright, so the assaulted charge units lose 1 strength point and retreat if assaulted by infantry. So they will lose 1 strength point each. It's just 1 unit there, so yeah. This unit here will have to get out of the way, and he has to retreat. Oh, you know what? He has to make a stand or a limbering roll. That's right. So it's when it's artillery, he has to be able to limber up and get out of the way. So we have to make a roll on that. We'll be right back. So I'm guessing with about a little bit over an hour left in the battle, within this 5 minutes, this artillery unit was charged by 2 units here that had the withstand withering fire from an artillery unit and an infantry unit, but they were still able to successfully charge. There you go. Now this unit here, after squeezing off his round, he heard the shots coming on his side. These boys are still coming. He squeezed off a shot here, didn't do too much damage. And now they're coming, so he's getting charged by both sides. What he needs to do is limber up and get out of there. And with the roll of a 6, he can. Anything else, he is eliminated. And then after that, it'll be, if he's eliminated, it'll be higher modifiers for these boys here to run. If he's not, well, they'll still might get a chance to run, but not much of a lesser chance that they'll get out of the way. Plus, if he gets retreat, these boys have to get out of the way. Let them bail. So here it goes. Are they able to limber up in time? They need a 6. And they don't. That's pretty strong. Alright, so sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. The hex is vacated. Now this is going to be key here, who I move in. If I move in here, they could still swing around. Who do I need? This will be key. Let me look at this really quick. We'll be back. 1 unit will advance, and it'll be this unit here. I'll leave this unit back. I'll protect our flanks. We've made it, and we're about, let me see, 300 or 400 yards from the town on the hill called Eylau. Trying to fight our way up in there. There you go. We're making progress. Now the rest of the cubes, the next 10 minutes, will be nothing but Russian moves. We pulled all the blue cubes out of the bag. It equals 3, 4, 5, 6. They get a total of 3, 4, 5. So 6 cubes to 5 in this game. We'll check this out real quick. It looks like more. Everybody's all set. Hold on a second. Alright, sorry about the cough break, but there you go. And kind of Napoleonic type, and that we are definitely splitting our enemy in 2. But instead of a strategic level, more of an example of a tactical level, splitting them in 2. Now the thing of it is, how do we get them around? You can split them in 2 all you want. Not good if they can come back and crush you. We'll see what's up. It is the battle for the buildings. And we are getting close. Like I said, about 400 yards away. Gotta get up on the top of the hill. It will be nothing but Russian activations when we come back. Alright, well, we misspoke in our eagerness and our celebration of battle. We got good news. It's going to get even better because we forgot that we need to check these 2 units for a stand, or 3. There's 3 units here. And we get an eliminated bonus instead of a retreat bonus. Eliminated bonus is maybe a -2, retreat is -1. And we need a 6 or less, and they bail. So let me check out the charts. First unit up will be the artillery, because he's the top unit, he was the lead unit. We'll see if he watched his fellow artillerymen get mauled, and what his morale status will be. It's basically what it's all about, having a great time with this game. Oh, battle for night quarters. We might pull one out of the hat. We'll be back. Alright, told I'm running low on battery power, so let's see if we can't get this in. First unit will be this artillery unit. Just watched his comrades get obliterated. So that definitely sends a shock to the system. Gives them more initiative to get the heck out of there, so that doesn't help the French cause. he will get a +1 modifier because he's Russian and he's in his own surroundings. But he was adjacent to, or in the same hex. It wasn't in the same, but he was adjacent to a unit that was eliminated, so that's -2. So we stand at a -1 on this roll, and I think that'll be it. No leader present. No cavalry nearby. I almost need to put cavalry nearby to get some modifiers on all these. That's a note to self in future games. Always have a cavalry unit or something nearby. So -1 and a 6 or less. He leaves. Alright. 6 or less, he leaves, looking for a low roll. Oh, he sticks around. So we have to roll for, I don't think we have to roll for the unit up below. I think that's good. It's all about the top unit. If he leaves, then the bottom unit has problems. Alright, the next unit, same way. I don't see any different modifiers. It's all good. The next unit rolling will be this unit here because this is the hex that was eliminated in. So they seem to brothers leave too, although they should get a modifier because these guys stuck around, but they don't. It's a -1. 6 or less and they're gone. So they stick around with a 8. So the Russians hang tough, and they also know they got 2 cube rolls coming, or cube draws coming, so that might help their morale. Yeah, we got help coming on the way. They're done. They're petered out. The French are no more. Stick around, boys. Stick around. You know how that old motivational chat can go. All right, well, that'll be it. When we come back, we'll get a couple. Yeah, should we call it a video? We'll see. It's been a long one. Yeah, we'll call it a video. We come back, we'll finish out the next 10 minutes of this 5 o'clock hour. Yep, with the Russians and their payback or the reaction to the near French breakthrough. 2 activations on their way.